obviously shared one. You played really well. And it's really goals. It's the key to that.
Well, I mean, obviously it's a team that, with their skill and their speed, I think you got to shut down the neutral zone. You got to be above them all night. You can't feed their rush. With turnovers, you got to be smart and play a patient road game here. And I think that, for us, it's just simplifying things. I like the way we played in the third period in Calgary. We didn't give up much. We kept going after them. We didn't sit back, and that's the same kind of identity that we're going to need tonight.
How's Brendan dealing with his name in the trade, obviously trade rumor list and everywhere you look?
Oh, I think as a player, and in Dilly, it's a good thing that obviously there's a lot of interest out there. I think everybody would love to have a guy like Dilly on their team for the final push and going deep into the playoffs. But there's not a day that goes by that doesn't give us his all and focus on his job here. So he's been real strong at that mentally.
Did you ever get traded at the deadline?
Oh yeah, I'm just trying to think. I don't know. I've been traded 6 times, so. There's been a few that very close to the deadline, like a few days before, a week before. Probably the one I would think was when I was in Nashville and went to Pittsburgh.
And did you always go down the list when you probably figured you were getting traded?
Oh yeah, you read every rumor, you read into it. Of course you do as a player. They're lying if they tell you they don't. But it's always, as a former player, it's always been a good thing. You make the best of where you go, and you get a chance to go on a deep playoff run, and those kind of things sort of get your career and take you off. But Dilly's been a warrior here since day one, and he continues to be. And we'll see what happens in the next few weeks. But our focus is just trying to get our guys playing the right way every night and playing hard. And it's been pretty good for the last few games like that.
Is that a challenge to kind of keep the guys focused on the task at hand when there are so many rumors swirling and circling and things?
Always at this time of year. I think a lot of teams are dealing with that. Even the teams that are solidified in a playoff spot right now, they're wondering, what's our lineup going to look like 2 weeks from now. So I think every team's dealing with it in their own way. But the points are so crucial at this point of the season for everybody, and you just can't afford to have an off night or 2 nights or a bad week.
Is it more difficult or easier as a coach to go against McDavid and Draisaitl on different lines, or when they're on the same line?
Much easier when they're on the same line. I think for when you're on the road anyway. I think it's easier to try and get that matchup. But and again, when they're both together, they're scary. So I think it's not just one guy that you're expecting to shut him down or one line. You're going to have everybody playing sound. They play a lot. And we got to make sure whoever's out there at the right time, that we got to make sure that we're doing the job.
What do you think of LeBank's game Tuesday?
Much better. I think he's had some chances lately. I think the other night in Tampa, great chance in the slot on the power play, missed the net. He's getting his chances, and what I like about his game, it's more of a 200-foot game now than I think a little before. I think he's being more relentless, and he's being harder on pucks, and he's he's retrieving a lot more pucks and winning a lot more 50-50 battles. So in that way, I think his game's gotten a lot better. I'd like to see him finish still a little more. And it was a big goal he scored in Calgary the other night. And he's one of those guys that has that special skill that can do that when he gets into a groove.
I guess Tomas' surgery as expected?
We talked yesterday by text, and he showing pictures of his knee and his surgery, and he's gone through it before, and I think obviously the worst part's behind now. Now it's rehab. It's going to be the hard work coming up. But he comes back from those injuries and works so hard to get back. That's a good thing.